Call this meeting to order. Clerk, please read the roll.
Boys.
Here.
Connor. Davis.
Here.
DeShazier.
Present.
Fusco.
Aye.
Garrett.
Present.
Hannah. Hardy. Kamer. Lombardo.
Aye.
McKittrick.
Aye.
Amobian.
Aye.
Somerville. All members are present except for Councilwoman Somerville and Councilman Hannah.
Thank you. This evening, thought it appropriate, in lieu of a prayer, I'd like to request a moment of silence for the victims of the shooting that occurred this past weekend. A moment of silence, please. Thank you. Our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Sharon Connor. The minutes from the previous meeting were provided to council members. Any additions or corrections?
Motion to approve.
Second. Very good. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? The ayes have it.
The motion to approve the minutes passes 11-0.
Thank you. At this time, we'll move into our public comment period. If you have signed up for the public comment period, please stand and be sworn in by our clerk of council, Sarah Viviano.
Could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth? If so, please say, I do. Thank you.
Thank you. First person we'd like to request to come up is Veronica Robinson. Welcome.
Good evening, Akron City Council. My name is Veronica Robinson. I am the CEO of Hand to Hand Incorporated, a nonprofit organization that has been serving the reentry community for over 12 years. I would like to propose my plan to provide healing and wellness memorial gardens for families impacted by drugs and gun violence. Hand to Hand is seeking 4 plots for our Green Space project to create 4 memorial gardens on the east, west, north, and south side of Akron. We will use this to house our trees for the families that attend our Tree of Life event that we have each year. This is an annual event that has been serving Northeast Ohio families for 4+ years and is part of our Collaborative Nature series that focuses on healing the planet and healing the community and also healing ourselves. My team consists of Megan Youssef, the corporate climate educator, and we're currently in negotiations with Mayor Malik. Actions to Sustainability and we were referred to the intern sustainability advisor, Daryl Thornton, founder of Lupine Earthworks. We're currently working on collaborations. Our events are centered around sustainability, climate, and environmental actions. The Tree of Life event honors 15 families each year with a tree planting for their loved ones that they have lost. We planted the first tree planting in Elizabeth Park this past April, and it was a success. Creating a memorial campus of northeast, south, and west around the city will give families a centralized place of peace and comfort in their neighborhood. Our partnership is Ms. Maggie Rivera from the Summit County Extension. She will support our mission, which she has done over the past 4 years. Trees. Why you say trees? Okay, trees are critical to health and well-being. They cool neighborhoods during hot weather, protecting residents from harmful effects of excessive heat, lowering the temperatures of an area by as much as 15 degrees. Trees help clean our air pollution, helping to improve health and reduce respiratory illnesses like asthma. They absorb rainwater runoff and prevent flooding, a growing concern that is happening during the climate-wise warming. Trees have also been shown to reduce gun violence and increase residents' feeling of safety and belonging and well-being. This is our nature series, and this is a forum that I am
Ms.
collaboration
Robinson,
with.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Ms. Robinson. I would be happy to speak with you after the meeting. We have a tree commission in the city of Akron that we could possibly partner with. I understand you're also working with administration already, so
Yeah.
after the meeting, would love to speak with you.
Okay.
Thank you for coming this evening. Our next person is David Garan.
So I have 3 or 4 items, but so tonight I want to speak in terms of the $400,000 severance package for the deputy chief, Jess Lesser, excuse me. Mayor Malik was quoted to say that Deputy Chief Lesser didn't want to engage with the public. Every officer has to engage with the public. If he's not willing to do his tasks, you could simply fire him. But to be reasonable, maybe a 2-month severance, 2 months of his salary would be a reasonable severance package. $400,000 is ridiculous. Second point, there's a group that's working to revoke the corporate charter of First Energy. This group is called First Energy Accountability Coalition. Because of the illegal activities of First Energy, not only within the past few years, but there was actually another event that happened, I believe in 2004, that First Energy was caught. This would be a great opportunity to provide for all of Northeastern Ohio an opportunity to take control of our energy costs. What I would suggest, actually, converting First Energy from a shareholder corporation into a worker co-op. And the city, along with probably Cleveland, could help do that transition. But the first step is we need your support for this group to revoke the charter of First Energy. My third point, going to SUMA, after it came out that they want to convert the hospital and their insurance company into from a nonprofit into a for-profit corporation, they basically lied by omission when they came to this council and requested to get the land across from their property on Market Street to develop it into apartments. Well, now it makes sense. What they're doing is they're working to provide housing for very wealthy people to come to their for-profit hospital. Again, we could actually turn that into a worker co-op too. We don't have to have capitalists come in. And last thing, we need to restore the public comment rules back to the way they were in December of 2023.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Carl Buck?
Good evening, Akron City Council. I wanted to thank you for the opportunity to talk. I just have a few questions, statements, whatever you want to think they are. So over 5 years ago, we got a 0.25 increase in our city income tax. And I remember touring the fire station in Wallhaven because we have to have this. This is a danger to our firemen. And yet they're still working out of it. And I just wonder what happened to that budget money, because the budget money always seems to get moved around. I remember getting into an argument with one of your council people. The next is, in the last few years, we've had an increase in the electric, and this has nothing to do with you, but it's the people that are paying for all this. We have a possible gas increase coming in the fall. We have a property tax increase, which was enormous. We have inflation, which is out of control and still growing. And that, for me to get eggs, milk, and meat, I got to pay more. We got the school levy this fall. They're going to ask for 1.3 mil levy and a 7.6 levy, but they're not going to ask for them separately. They're going to ask for them jointly so that they can get it passed. And I would love to see somebody do something about that they should be separate levies. And now the city wants to buy out a contract for over $400,000. So what street isn't going to get paved, or what pool isn't going to get finished, or what isn't going to get done because somebody doesn't like the deputy chief, we're going to spend $400,000 to get rid of him. It's ridiculous that we're going to take this money that's already budgeted and move it around. And then lastly, so I watched the new administration come in and spend, and it just seems like the new administration just wants to spend and don't care where they get the money, just because we're going to pay for it. What the heck? What are we going to do next year when they don't have the money and they go, we need more money? So we hired 2 new administrators for over $250,000. I still don't know what they're doing. We got to quit this spending. We're already taxing everybody. We're already got so many inflation increases and increases in coming out of my pocket. Just do something about that. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Mr. Little would like to speak to you after the meeting. Mr. Buck. Okay. Thank you. Next, we have someone who's online, and I'm hoping I'm going to pronounce this correctly. Tavi Stanley, or Tav Stanley?
That's Dave.
Dave? Thank you.
Dave, Dave, yeah. How you guys doing? I live on 129 West Ralston Street, and I'd like to address the fact that the gentleman in front of me just spoke on money being changed and moved around, and there's a question I have to rise about the FEMA and the flooded homes over in this area, because apparently the money's all dried up and there's not enough taken care of. And the civil engineering department is responsible for our homes and the sickness that we're going through over here, and we're still struggling with it. And it's very disheartening. And the property taxes go up, and then they do an assessment on the streets. Now, if they're going to tear the houses down, why are they going to repave these streets? That's just, we're wasting money here again. And in light of it all, I'm going to sell my house and leave Akron because of it. Because I can't afford to have a 35% increase in my taxes, my water bill go up because the water department decided to, or had an accident, and they were going to get a fine from the EPA. So in order to pay for their fine, they raised the taxes on us, and then FEMA bails them out on this over here. It's just, I don't know. All my life I've been here in Akron, grown up. I'm an American. I'm a patriot. I believe in everything that we're doing, and we're having problems everywhere in the world, but this has to change in Akron, and being a sanctuary city is another thing. I don't understand that. When the southern border is so, we're being invaded, we're under attack, and people think it's a joke. And to invite the same people that are coming into this country illegally is beyond me. I don't understand that one to begin with. And I don't support Israel, and I don't support Ukraine, because we have our own problems here. We have homeless veterans. We have enough problems in this city, as we can see from this past weekend, because people aren't held accountable for the things that they do. And it's gotten so out of control that it's awful to go out of town and do work. And, oh, you're from Little Detroit? That's what this town's called now, Little Detroit. It's a joke to people. You know, the gentleman earlier today was talking about the soapbox derby. I did that. Absolutely a phenomenal thing. But you can't expect people to come here and have to deal with what's happened this past weekend and on and on and on. I mean, and God bless the Akron Police Department because they don't get enough praise. These guys go out with a target on their back, all the first responders. Hats off to you guys because you don't get to hear it enough because you do the job to let everybody sit here and do the things that they get to do. I appreciate it and I yield.
Thank you, Tave Stanley. Mr. Lowell said that he will give you a call tomorrow referencing the utility pieces that you had talked about. Okay. Thank you. And that concludes our public comment period for this evening. We will now go into our regular agenda. You have the consent agenda before you. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Very well. The ayes have it.
The consent agenda passes 12-0.
Very good. This time we'll go into committee reports. First one is Budget and Finance.
First item we'd like to take time on.
Thank you.
Second ordinance.
That's,
Okay.
okay, thank you. Planning and Economic Development, Mr. Kamer.
Thank you, Mr. President. We'd like to continue time on number 2 and 3.
Yes, sir.
And number 4, we have a favorable report, and we're asking for passage.
Thank you, sir. Any explanation or?
This is just to move forward with contracts with nonprofit organizations
Okay.
in our city.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Any further questions or comments? Very good. Roll call.
I'm sorry, did somebody second that?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Very good.
This ordinance passes 12-0.
I didn't think we had to have a second on a committee report. Okay, okay, very good. Mr. Kamer, on the balance of the agenda?
Continue time. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. The next committee is Public Safety, or no, I apologize, Public Service?
Thank you, Mr. President. We're going to continue time on those items.
Very good, thank you. Public Safety, Mr. McKittrick?
The item in public safety does have a substitute offered as an amendment. It's a resolution declaring that Akron City Council shall begin reviewing the designated police towing districts and the assignments thereof as set forth in 70.52 of the Akron Codified Ordinances and declaring an emergency.
Mr. McKittrick?
Yes, the committee has a favorable report, and we're asking for suspension of the rules.
Yes, sir.
And what this is, by the last time we looked at the tow districts, in that particular ordinance, we are supposed to revisit, and in the meantime, we have lost tow companies out of our towing districts, and so this will give people opportunity if they would like to join in and possibly tow for the city, and we're asking for its passage tonight.
Thank you, sir. Questions or comments? Okay, very good. Report of the committee is favorable. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Roll call. Roll call.
You would like a roll call vote, Mr. President? Okay. Boyes?
Aye.
Connor? Davis?
Aye.
DeShazier?
Aye.
Fusco?
Aye.
Garrett?
Aye.
Hannah?
Aye.
Hardy?
Aye.
Kamer? Lombardo?
Aye.
McKittrick?
Aye.
Amobian. Oh, it looks like she's trying to unmute.
Aye. I'm sorry.
It's okay. This resolution passes 12-0.
Thank you. That concludes our old list of legislation. We'll now move into the new list of legislation. And who's first?
Item 0, offered by Councilman Hanna and Councilwoman Amobian. Resolution recognizing and declaring May 29th of each year as Sojourner Truth Day in the city of Akron to honor the human rights activist and to commemorate her famous Ain't I a Woman speech that she delivered on May 29th, 1851 in Akron, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. McKittrick?
Thank you. I'd like to yield to the sponsor.
Thank you, Chair.
Mr. Hanna?
Thank you. I would like to thank Tawanda Mullins, United Way of Summit County, and Medina, also County Executive Eileen Shapiro, Mr. Woodrow Nash, and the many organizations that helped to make May the 29th a historic day and to honor and recognize Sojourner Truth in the city of Akron. I ask for passage.
Thank you.
The committee's report was favorable. We're asking for suspension of the rules. I know there was some talk earlier, so I don't know if anybody would like to make a motion as council as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there that motion, Sharon Connor? Is there a second on that?
Second.
Second.
Very good. Roll call? Oh, I apologize. Further comments? Any further comments? I see Ms. Amobian's hand is up.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For whatever reason, I'm having challenges with this mute and unmute. But I just wanted to indicate what I stated this afternoon, that Mr. Hanna had the same thinking that Councilman Garrett and I had talked about doing. So I thank him for bringing this in. As I stated this afternoon, it was an amazing evening. After raining all morning, it was like the Lord opened up the skies and made a beautiful afternoon for the event. So it was absolutely spectacular. Now, some people have gone down to the plaza since the unveiling, and they say it's absolutely beautiful, and I got to see it myself. So it's remarkable that people from all over the world, I know all of this country, will be visiting Akron to see this spectacular statue. So thank you very much to all of the individuals who participated in this, and thank you, Mr. Hanna, for bringing this forth. Thank you.
Any further questions or comments? Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Okay, thank you. Next item.
This resolution passes 12-0. Item number 1, offered by Lombardo. Ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a contract or contracts with the Akron International Soapbox Derby for the city of Akron to provide funding for operational support for the planning and implementation of the 2024 Akron International Soapbox Derby and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Lombardo?
Thank you. The committee's report is favorable, and we're asking for a suspension of the rules.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
So this is, the necessary funding for the 2024 Akron Soapbox Derby.
Very good. Questions or comments? Very good. Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Very good. Thank you.
This ordinance passes 12-0. Item number 2, offered by Lombardo. Ordinance to establish a fund known as Marshall's TF Fiduciary and designating it as Data Fund 7015 and Workday Fund FD 70700 to account for revenues and expenses for fiduciary activities and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Lombardo?
Yes, again, the committee's report is favorable, and we're asking for a suspension of the rules.
Very good. Questions or comments?
And again, this is a fund established in Workday with memorandum of understanding between the city and Summit County and the U.S. Marshals Service.
Very good. Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Against? The ayes have it.
This ordinance passes 12-0. Item number 3, offered by Lombardo. Ordinance to establish a fund known as Equipment and Vehicle Replacement as part of Data Fund 2330 and Workday Fund FD 22950 to account for revenues and expenses for the equipment and vehicle replacement programs and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Lombardo?
Consent agenda, please.
Thank you.
Item number 4, offered by Fusco, ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of sales and/or development agreements with Rochling Automotive USA LLP and Hillendale Farms, Inc., or their designees, providing for the sale and redevelopment of city-owned property located in the Massillon Road Industrial Park, and that is within the Massillon Road redevelopment plan area, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Kamer?
Thank you, Madam President. Committee's report is favorable, and we're asking for suspension of the rules.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. This is basically to retain two good businesses that have been in Akron for a very long time. The first business is expanding and going to create roughly 25 new jobs over the next 3 years. And Hillendale Farms is expanding and building a new facility and probably going to add another 20 to 50 jobs. So with that, we want to keep them here in Akron and support them. And with that, we're asking for passage.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Very good. The ayes have it.
This ordinance passes 12-0. Item number 5, offered by Fusco, ordinance authorizing the Director of the Department of Planning and Urban Development to enter into a contract with Let's Grow Akron, Inc. for the provision of operating the Akron Grows Public Gardening Program in order to carry out the intent and purpose of programs under the Consolidated Plan for the year 2024, authorizing payment therefore and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Kamer?
Thank you. Committee's report is consent agenda.
Thank you. Public service?
Item number 6, offered by Councilman Hanna, Councilman McKittrick, Councilman DeShazier, and Councilwoman Amobian. Resolution recognizing Sonia Luciana Ducksworth for her hard work and accomplishment as the first Black woman to achieve the rank of Equipment Operator 3 in the city of Akron, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Kamer?
Thank you, Mr. President. Committee's report is favorable, and we're asking for suspension of the rules.
Explanation?
Thank you. Before I yield to the main sponsor, I just want to recognize our wonderful employee that we're recognizing tonight. She's standing in the audience. Yeah. I just want to say thank you for your service to the city and your commitment. And I won't say anything else. I definitely want to yield to my colleague, my great friend Johnny Hanna from Ward 5.
Very fair.
Thank you, Chair. I'd just like to thank Miss Luciana, Miss Sonia Luciana Ducksworth for her hard work and being the first Black woman in the city of Akron to achieve the rank of Equipment Operator 3. Thank you for your hard work, and I applaud you by myself. Thank you so much. Would you like to make a comment on how hard it was for you to get to that point? And I know it wasn't easy.
I just want to say thank you very much. It's been a long journey. It was hard, but I made it.
Yeah.
Thanks to my boss, all my bosses, everybody kept pushing, and I did it.
Thank you. Thank you for all your service. Thank you. Further comments? Yes.
Thank you. I'd just like to say congratulations again. I am so very proud of you for hanging in there. And we as women, especially Black women, we bend, but we don't break, okay? And you kept your eye on the prize, and there's better things down the road, more to come with the city of Akron, I guarantee you that. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan Davis. Further questions or comments? Okay, very good. Hearing none. All those in favor?
I'd like to make a motion for council as a whole.
Is there a second? Second. Very good. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Very good. The ayes have it.
This resolution passes 12-0. Item number 7, offered by Kamer, ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Service or his designee to enter into a contract or contracts after publicly advertising for bids or requesting and receiving quotes or requests for proposals for the replacement of exterior lighting in various city-owned parks, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Kamer?
Consent agenda, please.
Thank you. Public safety?
Item number 8 was already dealt with. It was the substitute that was addressed in public safety. Item number 9, offered by McKittrick. Ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a contract or contracts without publicly advertising for bids for the purchase and/or lease of various new and/or used vehicles for operations of the Akron Police Division and declaring an emergency.
Mr. McKittrick?
Yeah, the committee's report is favorable, and we're asking for suspension of the rules.
Very good. Yes, sir.
This is to be able to acquire some other vehicles for use for our Akron Police Department, and we are asking for passage tonight. Thank you.
Very good. Questions or comments? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Ms. Viviano?
This ordinance passes 12-0. Item number 10, offered by McKittrick. Ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to apply for and, if awarded, accept and expend grant funding from the Ohio Attorney General's Office Law Enforcement Diversion Program and declaring an emergency.
Mr. McKittrick?
Committee requests consent agenda, please.
Thank you. Very good. That concludes our new legislation. We'll now go into committee assignments. Rules?
2 p.m.
Public safety?
2:15.
Budget and finance?
3 p.m.
Parks and recreation? Planning and, okay. Housing and neighborhood assistance? 3:30. Public service?
2 p.m.
Health and social services?
2:30.
Public utilities and green? Okay, very good, thank you. Anything else to come before council? Motion to adjourn? Oh, Mr. McKittrick?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just quickly, I know everybody realizes we had a tragic event over the weekend. And my heart goes out to everybody in the community, because it doesn't just affect the folks that were in the area. This affects the entire region. There have been people that have reached out to me from outside the state of Ohio, even outside of the country. But beyond everybody that's been affected by this, I just want to express my great gratitude to our safety forces. We got a great report from Chief Harding and from Chief Kaut, and our communications worked just seamlessly. It was just absolutely seamless what they did, and our police department secured the scene quickly and was safe for our EMS and fire companies to get in there and take care of folks. And the response and the transport was extremely fast. And I'm very, very thankful and very, very proud of our safety forces, and just saying thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anything else? Is there a motion to adjourn? Adjourn. Is there a second? All those in favor? Against? Thank you.
This concludes the live broadcast of Akron City Council. Jeff Fusco, Vice President of Council, presiding.